the people that comment on my hair are gonna love this one. Sorry, I apologize. I'm fresh out the shower, waiting for my clothes to dry so I can go to work. So this is the only time I had to film this video. Hi, how are you doing? Hi. Quick disclaimer, I do cuss in my videos. I try to keep it to a minimum, but it happens. So if you have any little ones around, please go watch something else and please come back because I'd love to have you here. Also, my daughter says I should ask. It's funny to me, but if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. That would be, I think it'd be cool. You could come chill with me. Anyway. Sorry, I'm in like a really great hyper mood today. I don't know, not really sure why, because I'm going to work and I don't find that very exciting, but I guess it's been a good day. I've just been chilling. So, as you can tell by the title, this is all about Katy, without a crystal ball, Katy Joy. I feel like most of these videos are just saying the same thing. Katy's being sued. Katy won't keep her mouth shut. Katy's doing the same things. But there's a few things that I'm going to talk about with her Todd Chrisley case, because if you don't know, she has two different lawsuits against her going on right now. One is from 7M, which is a TikTok influencer management company. Oh, I wasn't quite sure, but anyway, they're a management company that Katy has accused of being a cult and controlling all its people, and it's a whole lot. And, she continues to talk about it, which is nothing new for Katy. She's been in several lawsuits, and she has never, not once, been sued and just kept her mouth shut. So today we're talking about the Todd Chrisley case. Now, if you don't know, she has made many, many statements and claims and defamatory statements about Todd Chrisley. What is this little hair doing here? This is bugging me. So, there's ongoing litigation. Katy recently had filed a, what do you call it? Something to, I'm not an attorney. Surprise. She filed a document or something to dismiss the case, and I guess she ended up having to withdraw that document, so that happened. But what I'm going to be talking about is more of the things that she said recently about Todd Chrisley. So Todd Chrisley has his own podcast. It's him and his wife, and like a week ago, Todd was talking about Katy, but he calls her this YouTuber. And he was saying, like, this YouTuber claims that her child is really sick, and kind of stating his opinion on, like, I feel like if the child is as sick as she claims, like, maybe she should spend more time with the child. Now, these are not his exact words. If I want to quote exact words, I write them down in my little notebook and embarrassingly recite them to you. This is just me paraphrasing. But he asked his wife, he was like, if you had a child that's sick, would you be on the internet all the time? Like, would you be spending your time just being a YouTuber? And her response was, no. If I had a child that was that sick, I'd be with them all the time. So, that was last week to this week, in between, Katy had went off, and she's done this in the past, which Todd points out in this week's podcast, but many of us already knew. When Katy finds herself in a tough spot, and I just don't understand it. I'm like, you put yourself here. You put yourself here every time. You continue to talk shit, and then you find yourself in the situation. Anyway, she uses her son as like a shield to protect her. Like, these people are attacking my child. Things have gone too far. First, I want to note, which many of you know, Katy has attacked other people's children. Quite literally. She called a child a brat, who at the time, all we knew was this child was saying that she had been molested and hurt. And Katy did, in fact, call her a brat. So I know that this has been widely debated. I will cover this real quick. What had happened was, Katy was in a live, someone commented and said they thought the child was being a brat. Katy said, yeah, I thought she was being bratty, but then went on to Critical K's channel and continued to support that and say that, yes, this child was a brat. So for Katy to use her child as a defense is irritating. Also, Katy used to spend all of her time, if you don't know this part, Katy started all this by talking about being a mom of a special needs child and a child with medical issues and so on and so forth. So she put a lot of her child's information online and is now backtracking, saying, like, I've taken all the photos of him down and I don't want people talking about him, yada yada yada. Anyway, none of that even matters, because her accusing Todd Chrisley and his wife of attacking and coming for her child is absolute bullshit. Like, absolute bullshit. So this week on the Chrisley podcast, he comes on and he clarifies. He says, no one attacked your child. I simply asked my wife, like, what would you do if you had a child, that was sick or needed special attention? Would you be up on the YouTubes or would you be taking care of the child? And his wife went on to say, I definitely did not say anything about her child. I said, I answered your question. It was a general question, and he asked her, she stood by that, and she said yes. And then he goes on to also say, would you be hammered while taking care of your child? Where she states, no. I can't imagine, things happen with children, like your child could fall or get hurt and need to go to the hospital. And if you're intoxicated, you may not be able to get your child the help that they need. And so the reason that got brought up is because Katy has been known to get online a little toasted. So that's kind of like a point of conversation, which this also got brought up in the My Night, the Dad Challenge podcast coverage of My Night, where he accuses her of being an alcoholic, which I do not agree with. But the statement of, should you be intoxicated while taking care of children, I personally don't think you should, for the same reason that Todd Chrisley's wife mentioned. Something might happen, and that's why you need to be clear-headed. Adults, we can drink. Just be responsible, and not just be responsible for yourself, but responsible with your kids. Have someone watch them or whatever, you know what I mean? So Todd also brings up Katy's husband, who unfortunately is also named Todd. Now, he makes a statement that her husband, Todd, should get off his ass and get a job instead of sitting at home and pretending to have a job. As the man of the house, he should provide. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this. I think we've all reached a point in time as a society that we understand that sometimes the wife can be the breadwinner. And I've seen a couple people say that they think it's probably a good thing that Todd is at home with their child, or else their child would just be A, with nurses all the time, or B, left to fend for himself while Katy's online all the time. So I do agree that I think it's probably a good thing that Todd is at home. So I disagree with him needing to get a job. However, Renelle Smith made a video about this, and I think along the lines of what she was saying is quite true. She was saying, she actually said, Todd, Katy's husband needs to get his balls back, and he needs to stand up to Katy and say, this isn't working. The things you're saying and doing on the internet are causing our family harm. And, basically stand up to her and tell her, all right, enough's enough. It's time to let this go. Renelle says something like, he should tell her, you know who you are. It doesn't matter what these people think. You just need to stop. And that is so true. Now, the one thing I do disagree with, just a tad, is her saying that, as the man, he needs to do this. I get what she's saying, but as the other half, for example, I used to be married. If my husband was online doing things that could hurt our family, and was getting us into a bunch of legal trouble and things like that, I would stand up to him. I would say enough's enough. And so I believe in any case, male or female, if your significant other is doing things to harm you and your family and your child, you should probably stop them and sit them down and have a talk with them. And Renelle makes a few good points about, Katy does discuss other people's children and their family life. Like, she gets into people's family lives a lot. So, Todd should sit her down and say, look, you do this all the time to other people. How can you not expect them to say things about our child? Maybe you need to be careful about what topics you cover and how you go about covering them. And, again, with all these lawsuits, Todd needs to sit her down and say, hey, look, we have a son to take care of. Katy makes good, really good money. Like, shit that I can never dream of type money. I think I actually seen it stated that she makes up to $30,000 a month at times. So, like, I can't imagine. So he needs to say, like, look, what you're doing, you're making good money, but now the way you're going about things, the way you're handling things, the way you continue to talk about the people who are suing you could potentially make us lose all of this. It could take all of this away, and it can harm our son. We might not be able to give him all the things that we're able to give him, so, like, stop. But Todd seems to be just like Katy. I think they were meant for each other in the worst possible way, because he enables her. If you don't know, if you've never seen it, Todd sits in her live streams, or he'll be commenting on them if he's in the other room, and he has attacked subscribers. He has attacked other people that she's brought onto her live to discuss things. I remember one time BX Beast Boy went on, not that I like him, I have videos on my channel if you don't know how I feel about him, but Todd straight up attacked BX, and so he's very much on his wife's side. He's got her back, ride or die. And to me, it's just sad. So, all the lawsuit stuff aside, and the Todd Chrisleys and the 7Ms, just down to Katy and her husband and her child. Yes, I'm talking about your family. You do this to everyone, Katy. You put your life online. You say that you cover these other people because they're celebrities and because they put their life online. You're subject to it as well. I, in my personal opinion, just think it's sad, because at the end of the day, you've got these two parents who are responsible for a child who does have health issues and special needs, so on and so forth, and they're both continuing to do these things that are putting them in financial harm. And it's sad. It's sad because there's no one person around them, it seems. I don't believe that they have friends, or I don't know what their families think of this, but it's sad because no one's stopping them, no one's sitting them down that we know of. Maybe they are. Who knows? We don't know. Maybe someone has tried to reason with them, but overall the internet has tried to reason with them. When Katy was being sued by Tati Westbrook, a lot of my videos, a lot of other people's videos weren't as vicious and bullying as Katy made them out to be. A lot of people were like, Katy, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Think about your family. And like I said, with Todd supporting her, enabling it, participating in it, there's no one to be a voice for their son. And he doesn't understand what's going on, so at the end of the day, it's a sad situation. Now, I'm going to quickly talk about the theories and speculations around her son not being as sick as she has portrayed him to be. Now, my own personal opinion, I wouldn't put it past Katy to make it seem worse than what it is in order to garner sympathy and attention. And that's sick, and that's disgusting, and that's sad. But we don't know. We don't know, and we will never know. Okay? What goes on at their home, her child's health, we don't know. The reason people have speculated about it is because there has been inconsistencies and discrepancies in the way she talks about it and the things that she has said and things that have been seen on the internet. At the end of the day, I understand why people have speculated about it, and I will say this, which is exactly what Todd Chrisley said in his recent podcast. If you are using your child and their health issues and all of that to kind of get the heat off of you or to garner sympathy, whatever, if you are making up things, making it worse than what it is, that is disgusting. That is absolutely unforgivable, in my opinion. However, we don't know. And I don't think that, because I've seen a lot of people say, well, when their son gets older, the things that she has put online will hurt him as well. The things that, someone's yelling, hold tight. Okay. Anyway, the things that she has said about her own son, it's bad enough. So I don't think it's going to do any good to have all these other people speculating on whether or not her son is sick. I understand if you truly believe she's making all this up for different reasons. I get that. But I don't think we should. And, also along the lines of what Todd said and what Renelle said in her video, I think all we could do is pray. If you believe in prayer. If not, cool. I'm nothing against you. But if you believe in God and prayer, whatever, just that's what all we can do. You know what I mean? I don't think that at this point anything else is going to change for Katy or Todd, her husband. I don't see them changing. I don't. And it's a very sad situation that we have to sit back and watch it. But she has proven time and time again that to be consistent, if Katy is nothing else, she is consistent. Every time she does the same things over and over and over. And it's very, very, very frustrating. Also, I meant to say this earlier, in Todd Chrisley's podcast, he says that basically from their stance, from him and his wife and the legal side of it, they hope that Katy continues to make statements, because he's like, I'm not going to discuss her anymore unless if she makes a statement, then I will address that statement. And from where I'm sitting, I hope she continues to make statements because it makes everything easier. He also mentions that she has supposedly contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office or the FBI or something. Don't quote me, I don't remember. And they don't like that he's saying things. I thought that was pretty funny. And he also addresses that people have said that he has mentioned or promised a class action lawsuit, but that requires other people to sue. And so he's like, look, I can't, if you want to be involved, be involved. But he does, again, say that there are going to be more suits filed against Katy very, very soon. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Was there anything else I wanted to update you guys on? Again, you've probably already seen this because I'm always late to report on things. Report like I'm a reporter. I don't know. Oh, Lindsay Chrisley. So Lindsay Chrisley did make a statement saying that there's rumors going around that she's going to sue a YouTuber, and she's like, or threatening to sue a YouTuber, and she's like, if y'all know me, I don't threaten nothing. If I want to do it, I'll do it. But she does talk about, she says things kind of alluding to the fact that maybe she'll send a cease and desist Katy's way because she doesn't want this person reporting on her. And she even makes a statement that Katy should stop talking about all Chrisleys. So it'd be interesting to see where this goes. I'm not sure the other 2 lawsuits that are supposed to be happening. I don't know who they are. I've heard rumors that Todd Chrisley's wife and son and daughter, I believe, the other Chrisleys may actually be filing a lawsuit. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's about it. Like I said, I feel like the majority of the videos are going to be me saying, I wish Katy would shut her mouth, but she never does, and she continues to report or make statements about the people who are suing her, and that is stupid, and her husband is just as much accountable as she is, because he is a part of this. He involves himself in this, and at the end of the day, it's just sad for her child's sake. And that's that. But overall, no, Todd Chrisley and his wife never attacked Katy's son. This is a tactic that she's used in the past. It's just what Katy does. It's a part of her pattern. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to go do something with this hair and get ready for work. Alright, love you, bye.